Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. Didi here. And today we have a special edition. This is a special stream. I'm so excited. I am honored to have one of the people that I admire the most. And I haven't even met him in person, but I can tell you guys that this person it's a great human being, and he goes by the name of SoarinsSin. Did I pronounce that correctly, Sorin?
Yeah, hello, SoarinsSin, exactly. So I'm gonna be here today. I'm gonna be part of this little interview or conversation, and I guess all of you guys get to know more about me.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I don't know if I'm the most excited of everyone here. Um, just to be able to have a conversation with you, and I'm also very excited because I know that there's a lot of people out there that want to get to know you a little bit better as well. So Um, let me ask something to my mods, and this is something that I need to do, because I don't want to have these just followers only. No, no, no. Take this away. Off. Okay, so everybody can chat. Okay, that should be done. And here we are. Okay, so Sorin, can you tell us first of all a little bit about if you have about your background? How was your, I'm guessing your childhood. When did you start playing video games? I mean, like, I know that we are all, play video games, but I think you are on a different level than all of us, since this is something that you do, you know, uh, better and more than anybody else. So if you can start sharing that with us, I think that will be a great start of the conversation.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I was raised in Sweden when we moved here when I was 4 years old. So I actually got my I got my first computer by my dad quite early actually, because he was in the tech industry, and so was my mother at the time, and they had this big old desktop that was just sitting around. So I started trying it out, and I found this game called RuneScape. RuneScape was really big at the time because it was like this game that all college students and people in school would play because it was so simple. You could just open it and play during classes and so on. So I played a lot of RuneScape back then, a lot, many hours a day, and I also played some other games till I discovered Roblox. And Roblox was interesting to me because I was able to, use my own imagination to create different things. So I started building around a little bit, but not too much because quite, um, it was still quite advanced. I was only like 9 years old at this time,
Wow.
and yeah, it was quite hard to understand everything, but I kept trying and I kept trying, and eventually I started learning a little bit more about development. And I started going to other people's places, and I saw how they built, and it kind of inspired me. Now, I realized later I don't have a creative design mind. Like, I'm not able to design things good. So I kind of dropped the whole thing about wanting to build and so on, and instead I looked at coding. Now,
Okay.
coding might look quite complex from the start. You have all these different languages that might be a bit hard to understand, all these different technologies and so on. And yeah, it was quite hard for me to learn coding in the start. I think it is for anyone, honestly. So I started trying a code when I was like 13 years old, 14 years old, and eventually I liked it so much that I actually went to high school with it. Like learning code in high school and so on. So there, I learned how to code properly, and when I was 17 years old, I dropped out to actually get my first coding job.
Wow.
At this point, I also had created the first group in Roblox that had taken off as a success, which was Swedish Armed Forces, which now has like 50,000 members or so today. So that was also pretty cool. But during the time I was 17, I also dropped out because, yeah, as I said, I took my first job as a programmer, and it was quite overwhelming at the time. Since
Yeah.
then, I've worked as a software developer, and then I quit to do Roblox full time, and now we're here.
Oh, now we're here, man. I mean, now we're
Yeah,
here. Like you say, you know, I know you probably talked a little bit about this fast forward, but to get to where you are right now, I do think that it's not easy. I'm pretty sure that it's something that takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, um, and the fact that you decided to go ahead and do Roblox full time. I mean, it's just I'm pretty sure that it's a dream for everyone that's here if they're watching us right now, or if even if they just play Roblox. Imagine having Roblox as a full time job. It's definitely a dream. Um,
yeah.
so I
I'm living
definitely
the dream.
you are living the dream, man. I want to say congratulations for that. And so you said you joined Roblox when you were how old?
9 years old.
9 years old. Okay, so you basically were part of that OG people that started playing Roblox because I guess it was how big? It was not as big as it is today, right?
Oh, it was not big at all. If you had 50 players on your game, you were a superstar. Now, that's not how it is anymore, unfortunately. But it was pretty fun playing back then as well. There's not as many games back then. It was also quite an ugly looking site, but it was the community that always held people together. It was a nice experience.
That's great. I wish I would have known about Roblox way before. I mean, I've played video games, my I say my whole life since I remember, but I'm talking about the regular video games that everybody plays, right?
Yeah.
The reason why I found out about Roblox was because of my son, right? Um, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be here. I wouldn't even be talking to you right now. So I can say that Roblox. It's a great platform. In my experience, I've met so many great individuals, many great people. Um, but the fact that you were there since this almost started, because correct me if I'm wrong, but Roblox began in 2000 what 6 or 7?
Uh, it released in 2006.
Okay, and
Uh,
and you joined what 2010,
9.
2009.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, man, like you were there right from the start, and I think that's great. Because I mean, just by being part of this growing community and by you being one of the first people, I think that you know uh, it's just amazing. Um, before I continue to ask you some questions, I do want to say that, and for everybody that has joined the stream, I want to say thank you so much. Um, we are talking with SoarinsSin, and I am so honored, guys. You have no idea how honored I am to be, just having this conversation with him because he's just amazing. So Sorin, let's continue with a couple of questions. And this is a very one of those like cheesy questions, but obviously I want to ask it. So, what is your biggest failure, and what did you learn from
Ooh, okay.
it?
That's an interesting one because when I look back at it, there's been many, many failures, but that's the thing. To succeed, you need to actually fail many times. You fail more times than you succeed because success has much more weight than failure. So, God, where do I even start? I think that the biggest one, my biggest failure was probably I think Karate Legends. It was a game that I had that I had invested in. And it was quite a failure. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, there's also been other failures where we could have done so much better on different things. Um, I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's always these small groups that had a lot of potential, and sometimes we might have been the reasons for why they got ruined and so on. Because we own so many different entities and different groups that you know sometimes some of those might fail. So I guess it's Karate Legends and some minor groups, pretty much.
Okay, so so you're talking about these games and you know that you invested. When you say invested, you're talking about investing money or investing time. I mean, or maybe both. What was like like the thing that you were like, oh my gosh, man, like I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. So the issue with Karate Legends. Yeah, well, I invested time and money exactly. But the issue with Karate Legends, um, it was basically that we were not taking enough feedback from the users, which was pretty much the reason for its downfall. Because when we released the game, there was a lot of complaints that people had, and we hadn't listened to those properly. And all honestly, I take my failures as experiences to learn from. So when we had Karate Legends, never since that have we done such a big failure again. And it's been now more than, it's been like over 10 months now, I think. So,
You know, what you mentioned, I think it's great. It's a great quote per se. Learning. Not seeing it as a failure, seeing it as a learning experience. And everybody that's watching these guys, you have to learn. That's very important because, like Sorin said, there's gonna be a lot of failures in everyone's lives. Um, but the most important thing is you learn from that, improve, not repeat it, and just keep going, get back in track. So
yeah,
thank you,
100%.
thank you for that, Sorin. Um, Now I would like to just get a little bit into like how like a day in the life of Sorens. Like tell us a little bit about what you do. Let's say you wake up. I mean, I don't know. Do you go to the gym? Do you go running? I mean, just give us a little bit about, let's say, a day in the life of Soren.
All right, so the first thing I think everyone should know is that my sleep schedule is all over the place. Uh, there's no way you'll be able to put me in a good sleep schedule. So, yeah, it's not always as optimal, but I mostly do what I think other 21 years old would do. I think 21, because I'm 21 years old, is kind of the age where you start hanging out with friends so much, but you start more focusing on your career and your life and so on. Because all my friends are busy now, I noticed. I tried to call them and so on, and they have their jobs and so on. I guess that everyone has just started to grow up from what they used to have time to. So I hang out with friends sometimes, but not as much as more. So right now, I'm just trying to focus on my career. Um, yeah, I like to cook food sometimes. I guess that's what I do.
What's your
Um,
favorite food? What's your favorite food?
ooh, my favorite. It's hard because I like all kinds of food. Like everything is just so nice to eat.
That's good. You're not picky. You're not picky.
No, I'm not picky at all. Like I've eaten uh, from so many different cultures and so on. But yeah, uh, I like to cook food. I used to go to the gym, and soon I'll be going to the gym again. Just being kind of lazy on that. Um, and it's just simple other things. I mean, honestly. But most of all, yeah, I guess most of the time I will be on my computer and trying to run this business that I'm still trying to create. Actually, I mean, we're still so new when you think about it, because Sin Corporation was only founded 1 year ago.
Wow, I didn't know it was 1 year ago, but you guys are already all over the place. But we're going to talk a little bit about the games and all these. I definitely want to know a little bit more about C Corporation. Um, but let me ask you this. You mentioned your friends. So your friends, are these friends from your childhood, friends from school? And do they know what you do? What do they think? What feedback? Or maybe do they do something similar? Uh, how's your relationship with them?
Yeah, so most of my friends do know what I do, and most of them are childhood friends. because I usually just I like to I don't like to put myself out there so much. I like to be with people I really know and already
Correct.
establish a connection with. So it's mostly my childhood friends, but also some other friends from like high school and so on. I took a high school that was pretty far away, so it's a bit hard as well though. But they know about most of them know about Roblox, and you know what I do and done and so on, and yeah, they think it's pretty cool. I mean, some asked if they can work here and so on. Obviously, I cannot
Wow.
afford them, but uh, yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool that they would. Yeah, they like it. They support it and everything. So there's no such issue on that end.
That's great to hear. To have supportive friends, it's really important. Um, what about your family? You said that you dropped out, and you decided to, to continue doing this. Were they okay with it, or did they tell you, yeah, go for it, we support you, or did you have a little bit of, like, hey, because we all know, like, my parents would tell me, like, hey, you're never gonna make money playing video games, right? That was a long time ago. Now it's completely different, right? Now there's people that play video games that are millionaires, right? So how did your family take that?
Yeah. So first of all, one thing to really get out there is that my parents had already separated a few months before this happened with Sin Corporation and everything.
Sorry to
So
hear that. Sorry to hear that. Sorry.
yeah, they have like different opinions because usually, I guess, your parents, but usually, I
Yeah.
guess your parents team up on making a statement together for your child. Like, okay, what do we say to him? Whatever, I guess. So
Yeah, sometimes.
So yeah, my parents had vastly different opinions because they weren't really on the same sides anymore. My mother was probably the least supportive person, but my father was really supportive about it. So and that was actually surprising to me because usually it was the other way around. But
Wow.
it was my dad that definitely supported me the most.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. It's great to hear that you have the support. Um, and I think the most important thing here is that, and for everybody listening out there, always relying on your family. It's something, I guess, really important. So I believe that's great that your father supported you as well, Sorin. So, and I
Yeah,
personally tell you this right now with my son. Uh, some people, when they ask each other, hey, what do you want your son to be when they grow up? Some parents are like, I want him to be a doctor. I want him to be an engineer. They all, when they ask me that, if somebody asks me that, my answer is, I want him to be happy. That's
yeah,
all I care about. And honestly, I do think that parents should want the best for their children. But by saying this, it should be like their happiness, what they really want. Definitely, we're there to guide you guys. We're here to guide you. And if we believe you're doing something that might not be the best decision, we'll let you know. But at the end of the day, I will always support whatever decision my son takes, and
yeah.
and definitely, tell your dad I say hi.
You seem like a good father, so that's good.
Appreciate it, sorry. Um, so let's ask another question, and then we can go talk a little bit about Sync Corporation, about your groups, about all this empire, because it's an empire what you have created. I had no idea this existed in Roblox. I thought Roblox was just like here and there a couple of games that see you have fun. But the more I see, I'm just more impressed of how organized you guys are, and everything that you guys have created. It's truly amazing.
Thank
So
you.
so let me see this. Okay, so let's ask this question. Um, who are the three people that have been the most influential to you?
Oh no. Okay. I think I mean there's been so many people pointing out three. Alright, I'll try. So obviously the first one by far is SoarinsSin, Hercus Navika. Heracles, yeah. Um, he used to. You're talking about Sin Corporation, right? Who helped be influential for Sin Corporation, or
Your live, whatever you want to share. Sorry, and this is up to you.
all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I can do one for Sin Corporation. I think that would be
Okay.
easier. I definitely think that's Kronos, who is my second in command, is definitely one of the most influential by far. I mean, he's been here with me for so long. And the same goes with SoarinsSin. He and I had our like 5 years of working together now on different
Wow.
projects and so on. So I respect him a lot. Um, we have our arguments. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
and we have our really bad times. But I mean, usually we overcome these, and we continue working together. And then, honestly, for the third one, I'd honestly say SoarinsSin, who's been here with me every day, dealing with all my needs and so on. Waking me up now, for example, for this for this interview. So I think she's definitely also been a big influence for me, and she's been here helping me.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that, and it sounds like like you have a great team that you work with, and that's
Oh
really
yeah,
important. Having that is really important because sometimes we want to take over the world, but always need like that Avenger team, like the Justice League. Having good individuals beside you is always better. So let's start talking about Scene Corporation. How did it start? Uh, can you explain what is it? Maybe there's some people that I know a little bit about it, but I really don't know a lot. So, and I know there might be some things you can or you cannot say, but can you share with us things that you can say about Scene Corporation?
yeah. So Sin Corporation was founded in March last year, March 28th, I believe. I'm not sure. I haven't actually kept all those dates. But basically, Sin Corporation is huh. I tried to like figure out how to explain this many times, and I think the easiest way is just to say that we're kind of a corporation that tries to help other corporations grow in a way, so and groups and so on. Because we
Okay.
started out, and basically what we did is we would, you know, go and negotiate with other groups to take over their development side and so on, and all the person that led the group had to do was just lead the group, and we would take care of the financing, the development, the marketing, everything. We would try to basically help that group grow to as big as it could get. So the group maybe had like 300 members or 400 members or so on, and we were able to help it grow to the tens of thousands.
Wow. So, so,
So
so So
mhm.
you're saying, so sorry to interrupt you because this is really interesting. So you're saying that if there is a group out there in Roblox, right, that wants to grow, they could contact Scene Corporation, and you guys could help them with that. Obviously, you will obviously somehow create like a transaction or something, uh, but basically, is Scene Corporation like available for people to hire you guys?
Well, yeah, I mean, no, not higher. We
Okay.
basically hmm, basically we take ownership of the group, but you get to
Okay.
basically lead it, and we will take care of the financing and everything like that. And then if we want to go out of the deal, we would just give back the group to you basically.
Oh,
Um,
okay, I see.
but and that we've done many times. It happens, disagreements and so on. So like, there's no way of actually losing your group at the end of the day. But well, we started out with that, and we've done it many times. We've done it for like 20, 30 groups. But lately, we have decided, we're gonna take a break from that, and we're gonna try to focus on our own groups right now, and actually trying to make a game studio. So the game studio, we want to make like a new sort of game with it for Roblox. That would be pretty cool. So right now, we're just trying to figure out, what people want and so on.
That's amazing, man. I can't wait to play all those games that you guys are working on. Um, I've seen the Paris Island one, and I'm just amazed by that. We're gonna show you guys right now in a little bit. Um, but uh, but so you started these Soarin, but then I do see that there's a lot of other people that have that same last name.
Yeah,
Is
Sin.
the Yeah, so does this mean that they are is this like a family tree? How does it work?
Yeah, so there's Sin Corporation and there's Sin Family. Sin Family is basically like a bloodline kind of thing. So, if you're respected within our groups and so on, you can try to become a Sin member. And Sin, it doesn't really give you anything, like specifically. It doesn't give you any sort of power or anything. But usually people with higher power within Sin Corporation have um, the Sin name. And to become Sin, we're actually soon releasing the processes of how to become one. But you have to do an application, and then there's, background in the investigations about, like
Of
looking into your
course,
background and so on.
of course.
Um, and
Yeah,
then there's like everyone within Sin will have to basically vote for if they like this person or not, like a popular vote or whatever. And then at the end of the day, there's the final decision, which is made by the Sin Council. So that's basically gonna be the process of joining Sin. And like I said, it doesn't give any power, but people like Sin, so they
I love
yeah.
Sin, man. I love I see anybody that has that Sin part. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is they're part of Sin, and it's just like for me, it's amazing. Um, let me see if I can if I can go ahead and go to Roblox right now. I wanna. Are you okay with us showing a little bit of the USMC group and all that? Paris
Yeah, sure.
Island. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So okay. So we're here in Roblox, guys. And first, I do wanna show you guys this group right here. Who, this is the United States Marine Corps. How did you start this Soarin and um, uh, you know what what were you thinking when you're like, let me create a Marine Corps group in Roblox that now has over 178,000 members, which I think it's unbelievable because it's I don't know are there groups bigger than yours, and if they are, oh my god, that's amazing. But how did it start?
Yeah, actually, we didn't create the group. It was one of my really good friends that created the group. His
Okay.
name is Sanans, and he also owns a group himself. He owns the United States Army. So I own the United States Marine Corps. He owns the United States Army, and yeah, he gave me the group, and basically, I got it like a few dozen members, and now we're able to grow to the size that we have today.
Okay, I see here that you have a description here. I see a shout here from Abu Muazzin,
Yeah.
um, basically, saying we make Marines join our groups and communications not only to get promoted but also to discover new people. We have divisions ranging from training, elite combat to criminal investigation and intelligence. You know, I read this and I'm like, wow, how do you coordinate all these? Sorry, like talk to me about the criminal investigation and intelligence. Like, do you actually have a group of people that go out there and do some investigation, and what type of things do they investigate? Like, is there a game, or how does that work?
Yeah. So let me. Yeah. So basically, our criminal investigation, we people are able to make reports to others. No, basically what we call NCIS, and
Okay,
NCIS is the Naval Criminal Investigation Services.
okay,
And so people create a ticket in Discord, and then they can report it, and then NCIS are the ones who handle the tickets.
okay. So, are you in Roblox right now? If you're not, would you like to give us a tour of the base, or if somebody that you trust would like us to give us a tour of the base? What do you think?
Yeah, I can give a tour of the base, sure.
Okay, okay,
So
beautiful.
I'll just go there. 1 second.
Okay, so just guide me here. I can also see you have different, different games here, um, and I I haven't tried them out, but maybe you can explain later a little bit about what is each one, um, because they look really fun. I love this
Okay.
Warzone.
Yeah, the rank centers are basically if you bought the rank in the group. We have to sell ranks to basically financially keep ourselves alive. So
Okay.
there's not much in those games, but yeah. So I'm in the game right now.
Okay. So should I just join? I just joined this one right here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
There's SoarinsSin. So
Okay,
let's.
guys. So right now we are in Paris Island. This is one of the sorry, my I don't know if the audio was too loud for everyone. But so we're here, and